Every individual walks a unique path, guided by their thoughts, ambitions, and inner potential. Yet, in a world buzzing with noise, it becomes easy to lose sight of our personal mission. We compare, we criticize, and we become spectators in the lives of others while neglecting our own. This distraction weakens your focus, steals your time, and buries your power. The truth is simple. Success is never born from imitation. It is forged in the fire of self-discipline, clarity, and a firm commitment to one's own growth. To rise above the average, you must learn to shut out the distractions of others' opinions, achievements, and failures, and instead direct your full energy inward. Here are 6 powerful principles to master the art of focusing on yourself. 1. Control your mind or be controlled by the world. Your mind is the command center of your entire life. Every success you experience, every failure you endure, every relationship you build or destroy, all of it begins with a thought. What most people fail to understand is that the mind does not operate on autopilot toward greatness. If you do not consciously take control of it, it will be hijacked by the noise of the world. From the moment you wake up, forces around you begin to fight for control of your thoughts. Social media algorithms try to dictate what you think is important. News outlets attempt to shape your perception of the world. People around you, family, friends, co-workers, may impose their fears, their doubts, and their limitations on you, often without realizing it. Left unchecked, your mind becomes a battlefield where your potential is slowly defeated, not by failure, but by distraction. You must become the commander of your thoughts. Like a disciplined general, you must choose what information enters your mind and what must be rejected. You must cultivate mental discipline as a daily habit, not something you do when it's convenient, but a practice embedded into the fabric of your character. Just as a body needs exercise to grow strong, the mind requires daily training. Reading, reflection, goal-setting, meditation, these are the tools you use to fortify it. When you focus on what others are doing, you surrender your mental real estate to their narrative. Their wins make you feel insecure. Their failures make you feel falsely superior. Either way, you're distracted. But when you focus on your own inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, your desires, you regain control. You build clarity. You act with purpose. Understand this. The world is full of noise, but clarity is your competitive edge. And clarity only comes when you control your mind. How do you do this? Start your day with intention. Before the world shouts at you, speak to yourself. Read something that lifts your spirit. Write down your goals. Anchor your thoughts in purpose. Avoid mental junk food. Limit your exposure to things that trigger comparison, fear, or envy. Choose content that uplifts and challenges you to grow. Question every thought that enters your mind. Is it serving you or sabotaging you? If it doesn't move you closer to your vision, discard it. Practice solitude. In silence, you meet your true self. In reflection, you hear your inner voice above the crowd. Remember, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Master the mind, and you master your destiny. Lose control of it, and you become a pawn in someone else's game. Take command. Be intentional. And never forget, if you do not program your mind for success, someone else will program it for mediocrity. Do comparisons with faith, robbing you of joy and progress. One of the greatest obstacles to personal growth is the habit of comparing yourself to others. It is a subtle but destructive force, a thief that slips into your mind quietly and begins to erode your confidence, your peace, and your momentum. It whispers lies that make you feel behind, unworthy, or insufficient, not because you lack ability, but because you are measuring yourself with the wrong ruler. Comparison is rooted in illusion. You see someone's success, their highlight reel, their polished achievements, and you assume their journey has been easier or more perfect than yours. But what you don't see are their private battles, their sleepless nights, the times they nearly quit. You compare your behind the scenes to their best moments. It's an unfair game, and yet many play it daily. The truth is this: no two paths to greatness are alike. Every individual is shaped by a unique combination of dreams, hardships, talents, and timings. You are not running someone else's race. You are walking a path that was meant for you alone. When you stop looking over your shoulder at others and focus forward on your own goals, values, and growth, you begin to unlock your full power. Comparison not only steals your joy, it delays your progress. Every moment spent envying someone else is a moment not invested in your own development. Your mind becomes cluttered with why them instead of what now, and that shift in focus slows your climb. It causes you to imitate rather than innovate, to doubt instead of act, to follow instead of lead. Understand this. Success is not a competition. There is no limited supply of achievement. Another person's success is not your failure. Their progress does not block your path. In fact, if you observe with the right mindset, others can serve as inspiration, not comparison. Let their wins be proof of what's possible, not evidence of your lack. So how do you break free from the grip of comparison? Define your own version of success. What do you want, not what others are chasing? When your goals are self-defined, you become less vulnerable to outside influence. Practice gratitude. It's impossible to feel jealousy when you're deeply grateful for what you already have. Gratitude grounds you in abundance. Limit your exposure to the comparison triggers. This includes social media, gossip, and environments that prioritize competition over collaboration. Track your own progress. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Celebrate small wins. They compound. In the end, you must remember, the only person you are meant to become better than is the person you were yesterday. Keep your eyes on your own path. Focus on growth, not gossip. Let progress, not comparison, be your fuel. The moment you stop comparing, you start creating. That is where fulfillment lives. That is where power begins. 3. Build daily habits that align with your vision. Your future is not determined by occasional bursts of inspiration. It is shaped by the actions you take consistently, day after day. You can dream as big as the stars, but if your daily habits do not align with your vision, those dreams will remain fantasies. This is a truth many ignore. Success is not mysterious. It is mechanical. It is built through discipline, not drama. Greatness is not created in a single defining moment. It is forged in the quiet hours, in the repetition, in the discipline to do what needs to be done even when no one is watching. If you want to change your life, don't start by asking, what do I want? Ask yourself, what am I doing every single day? Because your habits are the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. The man who focuses on others spends his days distracted scrolling through social media, talking about other people's wins, criticizing or comparing. His attention is scattered, his energy is wasted, and his life as a result reflects that chaos. But the man who focuses on himself does something different. He builds structure. He defines priorities. He creates routines that match the future he desires. He doesn't merely wish, he works. Want to write a book? Then you write every day, even if only a page. Want to be fit? You move your body daily, even when you don't feel like it. Want to build a business? You make the calls, refine the systems, study your craft. Every single day, you don't wait for motivation. You build momentum. Habits are powerful because they operate even when motivation fades. They become automatic patterns that drive you toward your goals without needing constant willpower. But here's the catch. Habits don't form by accident. You must be intentional. Start small, but stay consistent. 1 hour of focused effort each day is more powerful than 10 hours of scattered action once a month. Create a routine that serves your vision, not your comfort. Let your schedule reflect your priorities, not your distractions. And understand this, your time is either working for you or against you. Every hour you invest in habits that align with your goals builds your future. Every hour you spend drifting, procrastinating, or worrying about others' lives pushes your dreams further away. Examine your daily routine. Is it preparing you for the life you say you want, or is it keeping you exactly where you are? Remember, success doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to work. Vision without habits is just imagination, but vision with habits, that's transformation. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your systems. So build strong systems, build habits that carry the weight of your ambition. Focus on yourself, build your structure, and let the world watch you rise. One powerful day at a time. Mastery begins where excuses end. Every person on the path to greatness eventually arrives at a crossroads, the point where they must choose between progress and excuses. It is here that your destiny is decided, not by external circumstances, but by your willingness to take full ownership of your life. Excuses are seductive. They give us a way out, a justification to remain the same. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. They had more support. I started too late. These statements may feel valid in the moment, but they serve one purpose only: to protect your comfort zone and keep you exactly where you are. The truth is this: mastery and excuses cannot live in the same mind. One must push the other out. Every time you shift focus to what someone else has, more talent, more time, better circumstances, you give away your power. You declare, my life is controlled by what I cannot change. But the people who rise, the ones who become excellent at their craft, refuse to think that way. They shift the question from, why can't I, to how can't I? And in that shift, the seeds of mastery are planted. Look around you. Most people never reach their full potential, not because they aren't capable, but because they believe their excuses more than they believe in their abilities. They focus on others' advantages instead of sharpening their own strengths. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect resources, or the perfect motivation, and so they never begin. But the masters, they begin where they are with what they have. They take what others call limitations and turn them into fuel. They trade blame for accountability. They don't say, I can't because. They say, I must, therefore I will. Is a powerful question to ask yourself. If I couldn't use my favorite excuse anymore, what would I have to do? That question will expose the action you've been avoiding. And that action? That's where mastery lives. Mastery is not for the lucky. It's for the disciplined, the ones who say, yes, I have obstacles, but I will overcome them. The ones who understand that personal growth starts with personal responsibility. No blaming, no justifying. Just focused, determined effort. So the next time your mind offers you an excuse, stop and ask, does this serve me? If the answer is no, reject it. Replace it with action. Use your energy to build, not defend. Mastery begins the moment you stop telling stories about why you can't and start writing the story of how you will. But energy is currency. Spend it on your growth. If time is your most valuable asset, energy is the currency you use to invest that time wisely. Without energy, focused, disciplined, and intentional, your time is squandered. Just as money can be spent, saved, or wasted, so too can your energy. And like money, where you invest it reveals what you truly value. Most people do not lack ambition. They lack energy management. They exhaust themselves by pouring their energy into things that bring no return. Gossip, drama, endless scrolling, worrying about what others are doing, saying, or thinking. These are energy leaks, and they are expensive. They rob you of clarity, motivation, and momentum. You must start treating your energy like wealth. Spend it where it compounds. On your skills, your mindset, your physical health, your goals. Every time you direct energy into your growth, you make a deposit into your future. Over time, those investments pay off with dividends in confidence, clarity, income, and fulfillment. Ask yourself this: at the end of the day, am I depleted by things I can't control, or empowered by the things I build? That answer will show you where your energy is going. Focus on yourself, not because others don't matter, but because you are responsible for your own growth. You cannot evolve while constantly watching others. You cannot build while constantly reacting. The world is filled with distractions designed to drain your energy. Envy, comparison, outrage, judgment. These things keep you busy, but never better. Active, but not productive. The most successful individuals guard their energy fiercely. They are intentional with who they speak to, what they consume, and where they focus. They understand that energy is limited each day, and once it's gone, it's gone. So they make sure their energy fuels their evolution, not their stagnation. Here's how to protect and direct your energy. Audit your attention. Where does your mind go when it's idle? Who are you thinking about and why? Reclaim that space. Set boundaries. Say no to anything that doesn't align with your goals or drains your spirit. Protect your peace like you'd protect your savings. Fuel your body and mind. Your energy is physical and mental. Sleep well. Move your body. Feed your mind with empowering ideas. Practice focus. Singulator. Eliminate distractions. Give your full energy to one task at a time. That's how you create excellence. Just like wealth, energy multiplies when invested wisely. When you spend it on growth, you begin to rise. You gain momentum. You build resilience. You create a version of yourself that can withstand challenges and outperform expectations. Stop wasting your power on things that do not matter. Your energy is not infinite. Use it to create, to grow, to become who you're meant to be. Protect it, direct it, invest it. Because in the end, where your energy goes, your life goes. Focus on yourself, not others. You came into this world with a mind, a voice, a vision, and a purpose that belongs to you and you alone. The moment you stop chasing distractions and start pursuing your own growth with discipline, the tide begins to turn. The noise fades. The doubt weakens. The real work begins. Understand this. No one else can live your life for you. No one else will fight for your dreams like you can. And no one, absolutely no one, can stop a person who is fully focused, internally driven, and committed to their own path. Stop watching, start building. Stop comparing, start creating. Stop waiting, start moving. You don't need approval, you need clarity. You don't need permission, you need discipline. You don't need to keep up with anyone, you need to rise above who you were yesterday. Greatness is not found in the crowd, it is found in the crowd of self-mastery. It is forged in the routines you build, the excuses you reject, and the energy you choose to invest in becoming the best version of yourself. Block out the noise. Shut down the doubt. Put your head down and focus on your growth, on your habits, on your mission. The world doesn't need another copy, it needs you. Fully focused, fiercely disciplined, and entirely yourself. Focus on yourself, not others. That is where power lives. That is where purpose begins. That is where transformation happens.